2024, CONCORD was shut down. 2 weeks ago, HIGHGUARD was also shut down. Marathon. Currently, an active Warzone Fairgame $sign doesn't exist. But how did it all start with CONCORD? Is it because of the bland character design?
No.
Another hero shooter live service game? Tax evasion? Yes! Well, no. At least not the tax evasion. Because we already have a failure similar to CONCORD. Just not a 400 million catastrophic failure. And it is from a small indie studio named Valve. Also, Marvel Rival came out after CONCORD and succeed. Why? First, we need to understand where it all went wrong. Not understanding your audience. When you think about Sony game, what are they about? Story-driven single-player game with high fidelity graphic that let you see the beats first on Aloy face? Well,
CONCORD is a 5v5 first-person shooter.
Was not on everyone's bingo card. Same for Artifact. Half-Life 2 story ended on a cliffhanger, and the next big thing, according to Valve, is a Dota 2 card game. It was clear that they wanted to capture Hearthstone success, and so was CONCORD because of Overwatch. Looking back, it's funny and sad how Blizzard can pick the allegation, but they can't pick their competitor. Holy man. But even worse, Sony and Valve decide to slap a price tag. Yep, it is not good enough that they made a game the fanbase peace out. Telling them to fork over the money when Blizzard games were free is just unbelievably stupid and arrogant. Also, CONCORD characters are hideous. As for HIGHGUARD, yeah, you thought I forgot about that game, did you? At the final premiere, Jeff Keighley had this to say.
Premiere comes from 61 members of the team that built Apex Legends and Titanfall. 4 years ago, the principals founded an...
And what did they make? A 3v3 hero shooter that Jeff and Wildlife believed this was a new breed of shooter. Not Titanfall 3. Also, the studio wanted to shadow drop this game because it's worked for Apex, right? HIGHGUARD would have disappeared into the shadow realm instead, and nobody would even notice it passing. And did anyone think of Aloy when you see this woman? Or this just me? But how was the gameplay? They were fine. We are in the year 2026 now, and good enough is not enough to stay in live service. Wait, no. Live service market. Competition for players' attention, time, and money are fierce. No one will drop their favorite game just to play another live service game that don't have a bright future. CONCORD made things more difficult with their $40 price tag, but HIGHGUARD was smart enough to be free to play. And I argue Jeff was the reason 100,000 people would even bother giving the game a chance. Too bad they didn't do enough to keep those players alive. Maybe don't stay silent and letting conspiracy theory run wild. HIGHGUARD could have an open beta to get players feedback. Maybe then they wouldn't have to test a 5v5 raid mode after the game has been released to the public. In the end, the inevitable happened. Both games got shut down. Years spent on development flushed away. And how did Marathon got mixed in? Well, it's a combination of ignoring Destiny 2 and their many past controversies.
That game's deader than a Discord mod's sex life.
So that's it then? New hero shooter games are doomed to fail? Here's the thing.
Benjamin J. Quinn, reporting for duty.
Marvel Rival came out 4 months after CONCORD, and despite being a Chinese Overwatch with Marvel IP, everyone loved it. How? Overwatch 2 was everyone punching back, and Blizzard needed a wake-up call. Marvel Rival came out swinging with great gameplay and character design that provide material for their website. You could say the IP was doing the heavy lifting, but again, Artifact. Speaking of which, Valve came back and made a new game called Deadlock. It's basically Dota 2 but third-person shooter, and this was after Half-Life Alyx. Surely it will flop like Artifact, right? No. Valve actually approached things differently. 1. People knew the game existed beforehand through leak and rumor, so they didn't have high expectation and be extremely disappointed when it wasn't Half-Life. 2. Early access through invite only. That way, people can see how the game is and provide feedback, so the dev can fix any issue would prevent high cost situation. Finally, character design and personality so great that a gargoyle looking like this still got a lot of fans.
Good job. Good job. Good job.